Hey friend, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you the secret to getting amazing low end on your bass guitar. We're going to be walking through getting amazing low end on your bass guitar using multiband compression today, but we're also going to look at an alternative using just the stock compressor inside your DAW. And this is going to help you get more consistent and more powerful low end on your bass guitar mixes. But before we dive in here, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process in its entirety and really start to hone your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire mixing process step by step to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more of the hassle and without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and look at getting amazing low end on bass guitar. Let me of course start by playing you the mix as it stands here. This is a finished mix, and we're going to pump up the bottom end and enhance it on our bass guitar here. So I'm going to hit play. You can hear where our track is sitting at the moment. So you can hear it's a good sounding bass mix at the moment, but we want to enhance the low end a little bit here. There's a few places where it dips out and gets quite weak sounding here with some of the notes that are hit a little bit softer than the rest, and some of these walk-in passages could use a little oomph and a little bit more bottom end to them. So the secret to getting amazing bottom end on bass guitar is taking advantage of multiband compression. And don't worry if you don't have a multiband compressor inside your DAW, if you're not using, one from Waves or UAD or whatever, we're going to go over using the stock compressor inside your DAW as well here. But I'm going to pull in the multiband here inside of Studio One, and this actually does come stock. So if you're a Studio One user, congrats. We have a free multiband inside our DAW here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate just the bottom end here, and I'm going to come up to about 180, almost 200 here. That's usually where my crossover is on bass guitar, and we'll just type in 180 here. So we're going to just compress 180 hertz and below, just compressing the bottom end to get it really even and to get it really solid inside of our track here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank up the ratio to 20:1 here. So we're going to use it like a limiter. I'm going to turn off auto speed for the moment. We're going to go fastest attack, fastest release here. So we're grabbing those peaks, we're grabbing those bigger notes, and then letting go so we can enhance the energy on some of the quieter notes here. I'm going to hit play. We're just compressing the bottom end here. Oops, I was doing the wrong one there, wasn't I? Moving over here. So this is our bottom end one, 20:1, fastest attack, fastest release here. I'm going to start to pull down our threshold here. Just our bottom end is what we're listening to. That's starting to look really good. We can kind of see we're holding our bass guitar in one place here. Let's crank up the output gain so we can even it out in and out of the compressor here. That's feeling better. I think I'm going to go just a touch more with the threshold and hold it in place just just a little bit more. I don't want to go too far, otherwise we'll start getting things like distortion artifacts in the low end, but right now it's sounding okay. That's feeling really tight to me. So now the only time our compressor is letting up on the bass guitar is in these gaps here between our bass notes. Other than that, it's holding our low end right in place. So we're going to have a really consistent bottom end. So let's throw this back into the rest of our bass guitar now. So we were listening just to 180 hertz and below here. Let's put it back in with the rest of our bass guitar here and take a listen. So we'll start. This is just our bottom end. We'll unsolo it and listen to our full range bass guitar. So pay attention one more time here. That's feeling really good to me. So as I bypass and unbypass, the multiband on our bass guitar, pay attention to how our bottom end energy changes. Without the multiband, our bottom end energy moves around a little bit too much for my liking. When I kick the multiband in, you'll hear our bass guitar bottom end is suddenly parked in one place, and it's very consistent. It feels very powerful. With the rest of our bass guitar frequency. So take a listen without first, and then I'll kick it in. Pay attention to how our bass guitar bottom end energy suddenly solidifies in the bottom parts of our bass guitar. That right there is the secret to getting amazing low end on our bass guitar. Pulling in a multiband right at the end of our chain. So once we've got our bass guitar shaped the way we want it, we've got it sitting the way we want it with our compressor, we pull in our multiband and we set our bottom end exactly where we want it inside the track. So that means compressing it till it's even and then using our output gain here to bring it back up and set it at the volume we want our bottom end in the track. And then our bottom end's not moving all around inside of even just our bass mix, but inside of our track as well. It stays in one place, which gives us consistent and powerful bottom end. Now, if you don't have a multiband, so let me bypass or disable our multiband compressor here. What we're going to do is apply the same principles just on our bottom end on our DI. So I'm going to move over. If you're not using the frequency split trick, I would encourage you to use the frequency split trick on your bass guitar. So I have a DI and an amp track. On the DI, we're just using the bottom end here. So 180 hertz below, and then our amp track, 180 hertz and above. So what we can do is pull in our stock compressor here on just our DI. Oops, I don't want to pull it in on the amp as well. These are in a group. We'll get rid of that. We're going to pull it in on just our DI here. So now we can compress our DI and just compress our bottom end. Since our DI signals just our bottom end, we can compress it to get it even. So same principles here. We're going to go 20:1 here with our ratio, and we'll come down to 1 millisecond attack, so pretty fast, and 10 millisecond release. Also very, very fast here. Now we're going to pull the threshold down and even out our bottom end until it's sitting right where we want it. All right, now we've got the compressor set on our DI here, holding just our bottom end in place. So compressing just our DI since it's just our bottom end on the bass guitar. Same kind of way here. 1 millisecond attack, 10 millisecond release. Pulled up our makeup gain there until we were sitting even volume in and out of the compressor. Take a listen with and without on our DI here. We get a little bit more bottom end distortion with the stock compressor, and if we lose too much end, don't be afraid to just pull in an EQ and enhance it after the fact, but we can always pull it up again at the back end of our chain here on the bus. So now, let's throw it in the rest of our bass track here, and we'll A-B just the compressor and see how it affects our bottom end. So here's with it, and then without. Hear how our bottom end stays right where we've parked it now? By compressing our DI, which is just 180 hertz and below, we compress our low end on the bass guitar and keep it really even. Then we can use our makeup gain to set the volume of our bottom end right where we want it inside of our bass guitar track with the DI and our amp. Now, the alternative again that we talked about is the multiband. So let's compare this now. We'll disable that and go back to our multiband and see how it's sounding on our multiband here. So if you're looking to increase the power of your bottom end and get amazing low end coming from your bass guitar, try this trick here. So multiband compression, just the low end here. So at the end of our chain, using our multiband to compress the bottom end of our bass guitar, 180 hertz and below, highest ratio, fastest attack, fastest release. And if you don't have a multiband, try the same thing, stock compressor, on just your DI, which is just your bottom end. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.